From Minneapolis to Green Bay, 316 miles in just 7 days. For two great charities and for pride, it's 7 days to Green Bay, the bike ride.
Hi, I'm Rick Martinek.
And I'm Robin.
And I'm Nicholas.
And together we're biking from the Metrodome in Minneapolis to Lambeau Field.
We're doing this to raise money for the food shelves and to raise awareness of the problem of hunger. We're raising money for Moms and Neighbors, an organization in Eagan, Minnesota, and for Paul's Pantry out of Green Bay.
We have an interesting bet going on. You see, Robin's a cheesehead. She's a Packer fan. I'm a Viking fan. And if Moms and Neighbors raises more food shelf donation, come on Minnesota, then she has to wear a Minnesota Vikings helmet, shoulder pads, jersey over to the Packers and Jets game.
But I don't intend to do that because Wisconsin is going to be very generous. They're going to donate food or money to Paul's Pantry in Green Bay, and then Rick will have to wear the Packers outfit.
I don't know about that. Come on Minnesota.
Hey, go Pack!
It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll keep you updated along the way.
Well, Moms and Neighbors is a local organization that helps families of school-aged children that are in need. We always go through a school counselor, and we help provide them with food, shelter, basic needs, and it's all an unexpected gift. So they're not expecting it, they don't sign up for it, it's just a gift from people like Robin and Rick that help donate food, and that's it. 100% of the funds go right back to families in need and of school-aged children. So these are very well-deserving families that are not on any other programs or anything. They're just kind of going through a hard time, and we're here to help them through that hard time and give them hope. Thank you.
Day one, we went from the site of the Metrodome in Minneapolis to Baldwin, Wisconsin. We traveled 49 miles. We had quite a send-off. Melissa Cook and Joanne Cochran, founding members and volunteers for Moms and Neighbors organization, were there to help send us off, as well as some local business owners who brought food shelf donations. We traveled through Minneapolis into St. Paul. We eventually got to the 94 bridge between Minnesota and Wisconsin, where we were met by Jim Weber and his group River Valley Trails. They got us through Hudson and on to County Road N, where we proceeded to Baldwin, Wisconsin. It was a great start.
Day 2, we rode from Baldwin to Chippewa Falls, 50 miles on Highway N. We went through the community of Menominee. That was the first town we came to, where we met Mayor Randy Knack. Mayor Randy was kind enough to spend time with us and tell us all about the things that Menominee had to offer, the bike-friendly trails, and the plans that they had for the future of the community.
Day 3, Chippewa Falls to Abbotsford. Strong winds, rain, and dark clouds, but yet we pressed on. We traveled 61 miles that day. We rode on the Old Abe Trail, which was really nice. We proceeded out of Chippewa Falls through Lake Wissota and on to Stanley. Turned out being a real nice ride, even with the cooler temperatures.
Day 4, we rode from Abbotsford to Wausau. This was about the halfway point on the journey. This was a much better day than the day before. No rain and a lot less wind. We went through a lot of little towns on the way, always quaint Wisconsin towns. We also happened to run into, on one of the little roads out in the country, we ran into the Mennonite children who were all riding their bikes coming from every direction, going to the little school out in the country. This was a very scenic day, typical Wisconsin countryside, seeing the farmers harvesting along the way, and we finally got to Wausau.
Day 5, we traveled from Wausau to Bowler, which was 50 miles. After spending 12 miles getting through the town of Wausau, we finally got over to the Mountain Bay Trail. From there, we proceeded on our way over to Bowler. A lot of scenic things that we saw along this path. There was even some trees in the way on the Mountain Bay Trail that we had to overcome, step over. But a lot of the ponds, miles and miles of cornfields, and lots of woods along this path. We saw hunting shacks. We saw a deer crossing in front of us. It was a really beautiful day. I love the Mountain Bay Trail.
Day 6, Bowler to Pulaski, another 40 miles. The miles just never seemed to get any less. We continued, though, on the Mountain Bay Trail all the way to Pulaski. The best thing about the trail was that every so often they had signs marking the distance, so we knew where we were and how far we had to go. We went through the town of Shawano, where we had to stop and take a ride on the tank in the city. That was kind of fun. We enjoyed the scenes all along the Mountain Bay Trail. It never ceases to amaze us. And when we saw the sign that said 24 miles to Green Bay, we knew we could do it. We stopped to visit our friends at the Crash Inn, and of course, that was the highlight of the day.
So peaceful out here riding on the Mountain Bay Trail. We've traveled about 280 miles since the Metrodome in Minneapolis. It's very peaceful, very beautiful. You can hear the wind. You can see all kind of deer, all kind of animals. It's really been great. What I really like about this ride is the quietness and the peace that you get from out here on the trail.
Go Pack, go! Go Pack, go! Go Pack, go!
At least it was quiet. That's got to be the world's #1 Packer fan. Okay, only about 25 more miles to Lambeau.
Well, Packers fans will go to great lengths to see the home opener coming up this Sunday. And there was one fan bicycling all the way from Minnesota. And she is challenging her Viking fan husband to raise money in an effort to end hunger. Local 5's Melaine Wells shows us how you can get involved in their mission.
God bless them. This is fantastic.
Paul's Pantry in Green Bay is benefiting from the pedal power of a couple from Minnesota.
This is one really creative way to help.
Robin and Rick Martinick are biking 316 miles in 7 days. The goal is to raise awareness and money to help people who can't afford food.
These people that are in need, they could be your neighbor that's too proud to really mention that they need food at this time.
Their final destination is Lambeau Field, home of Robin's beloved Packers.
This has got to be the #1 Packers fan in the nation.
But her husband roots for the Vikings. To encourage people to donate, they've made a little wager.
If I lose and Paul's Pantry has more money or food donated to them over moms and neighbors back home, I'll have to wear the Packer helmet, the shoulder pads, the jersey.
If Minnesota fans raise more money, it's Vikings gear for Robin.
But I don't look good in purple.
Donations like this are critical to the mission at Paul's Pantry.
We need to put fuel in the trucks and have insurance and the electricity here to run all of the refrigeration.
Local bikers are getting involved in the final leg of the journey.
With times going on right now the way they are, we like to be able to help out in any way that we can.
They're counting on local donations to outweigh those from Minnesota.
We better make sure that Rick has to wear that Green Bay Packer jersey.
Purple, green, or gold, everyone is on the same team when it comes to helping neighbors in need. In Green Bay, Melaine Wells, Local 5 News.
All right, day 7. All the excitement all leads up to this final day. Only 14 miles to Lambeau Field, so it's from Pulaski, where we met up with our friends from the Bay Shore Bicycle Club, and they rode with us all the way over to Perkins Park, where we met Mayor Jim Schmidt. From there, we followed the Paul's Pantry truck down Military Avenue to Lombardy Avenue and right up on the plaza, where we were interviewed with 4 different television stations plus the Green Bay Gazette. It was an awesome time, and we had so many people to talk to. Of course, some good old-fashioned tailgating and a great game where the Packers beat the Jets. It was quite an experience, not only the 7 days of biking, but then coming over to Lambeau for the game. It's a lot of fun.
Seven days, 316 miles away. What a journey you will see. From the north in Minneapolis to the east Green Bay, Wisconsin, to give to charity. 7 days to Green Bay, 7 days we will all be. We'll ride and ride. A journey taken on for a good cause, a journey all about a bike ride through the breeze. 7 days to Green Bay, 7 days to Green Bay, the bike ride, the bike ride. 7 days to Green Bay, 7 days to Green Bay, the bike